biggest fear now is that history is repeating itself. And if we have not learned anything from 2015 in advancing our democratic processes to this time, then we're short of just being stagnant. Is that the case?
No. We are learning a lot. Many of those who voted for the APC are coming to new realizations. They are now able to make a distinction between the pronouncements and personality of President Buhari and the forces around him, some of which have taken lives of their own, some of which are doing things not consistent with people's perception of him. That is political education. Because when we speak of it, let's stretch it. The electorate we are talking about, and I keep using this example, if Chamberlain or any of you is made a minister today, in 3 months you're still driving your cars, you're not settling and you're not sorting out anything. I come to you, oh, there's this thing I'm trying to do, I need about 5 million. If you pull it out and give me, I'll shake hands and we'll go. I won't ask you, come, how did you get this money? Now, that's the electorate you're talking about. Not sufficiently aware that its response determines the behavior of people in office, even those who wouldn't want to. So the point I'm making being, this whole process, unpleasant as it is part of national political education. It must happen. Before, progressively, we keep distilling. We keep distilling. Those who are totally responsible begin to emerge, and this matter of money for politics, it will have relevance up to a point.
Is the electorate in tow in all of this evolution? Is the electorate aware of what's happening? Do you see signs that the electorate is seeing the light every day as it does?
Yes and no. Why do I say yes and no? In primary one, all of us went through primary school. You don't see any connection between the inconvenience of sitting in class and you're becoming a broadcaster today. As a child, I didn't like it. I wanted to always play out. And this thing, they give you an assignment, you finished it, you just sit in class, they're doing one thing or the other. What am I saying by that? Education and evolution of human consciousness and political consciousness is always partly unconscious. Namely, you find that you've developed certain reflexes you can no longer do anything about. In this case, what am I saying? You have a marginal but growing population of people who, even in spite of your money, will not vote. But you have a much larger population that will vote because of that money. Now, if we expect that either by announcement, preaching in the hall, memos or address by politicians, it will change, it won't. There's poverty, there's political illiteracy, there's also no conscious effort by political parties to invest in political education, whereby two of us will argue, no, I tell you why I don't like your party, I don't know what your ideology is. So, and politicians in most places have no contact with the electorate, you know. Until very recently, most of them had no party offices from 1999, 2002. Now, assuming that exists, there's exchange. I know why I work with you. But if I only come around during elections, as far as you're concerned, well, I must make my kill now. Well, and I collect it and walk away.
In the face of these defections, is it right for the chairman of the APC to call for Senator Saraki, the president of the Senate, to resign?
Well, a competent lawyer has already responded to him. To call on him to resign for what? There's a Supreme Court judgment to an articulate and all the rest of it. People must act in an informed manner. The chairmanship of a political party calls for a level of responsibility that ought to make him the custodian of value and father of the party in terms of saying these are our standards. At that level of leadership, you can't just be making pronouncements with the change of the weather. You're asking him to resign. On what basis? And I read the allegations against him. A meeting was held in his guest house. How can anybody scandalize himself as a leader by making that kind of release as the reason why the Senate president is not supposed to be there? No, I don't agree with that. If he believes it's a valid position, let him take it up in court. You can't, he's no longer NLC president and should conduct himself with greater dignity and discretion.
Let's hear your impression about the developments as it happened in Ekiti.
Well, for me, the Ekiti outcome is further proof that the APC is in deep trouble. Why do I say so? PDP lost because of Fayoshe's excesses, limited attention to the stakeholder platform they needed to maintain. And just like 2019, 2015, when a lot of people left because they didn't feel sufficiently accommodated, a lot of people were alienated in the state by the governor's conduct and many other things that happened. And I think it was on your channel when he was online with Sheung, which he said, and he kept saying, look, I'm so popular, even if I bring anybody from my house, he'll win. I'm the only son of Ekiti and all of that. He lost the election, not that the APC won the election. When you invest, he put so much energy into ensuring that PDP lost, that in losing, APC didn't have enough strength to garner more than a couple of thousands of votes for victory. So, and with all the money that went into it, is a sign that all is not well. Supposing Farishe didn't behave the way he did, is it likely that APC would have won? Then supposing also that all the political resources of the APC was not brought to bear on Ekiti. And with all of that, look at the margin of victory.
Yeah, but it's the same thing that they also say about the presidential elections, the last one, where they say the margin was done up to, what, 3 million, and then the PDP did not lose the election, but the APC won. So, but look at the dynamics within the PDP at the moment now. We have so many, more than 3, 4, 5, who may be vying for that particular ticket. So they have a CUPP coalition. So what's the guarantee that at the end of the day, whoever emerges, all the others will not be sulking and may not necessarily give the person that kind of support they need? And then the same scenario may play out again and people say, well, the PDP or the CUPP didn't win, but the APC won.
No, there's a sense of panic with which people approach political conversations that I don't share. If it happens and 4 other people agree and their work, we'll be seeing it. That's how nations evolve. But going back to the 2015, 5 governors left. Let us suppose that each of the 5 governors had only 500,000 votes. Jonathan wouldn't have lost. Then you look at the structure of the campaign. You may not be aware, but I've been on presidential campaign, the presidential part of the presidential campaign since 2003. And whether you know the party, well, I wouldn't want to go into the challenge of managing campaigns because invariably a parallel platform for the campaign is set up, and that's what usually rescues the day. How was that campaign run? How many people, many friends of the big people in the party felt? Those who went for primaries didn't get support. So there was a lot of bitterness. There was no cohesion. The campaign committee was inaugurated. For 1 month, nothing happened. The chairman was changed over and over and all the rest of it. Now, coming back to how this plays out, yes. The PDP was more responsible for its loss of 2015 than any other force on the planet. That's also what's happened in Ekiti. Now, if after the PDP primaries, some people decide, look, why should it be Chamberlain? I'm not going to support him. Will they go back to APC? No. They can do peer envy. Well, let's see how he will win. I don't care about the PDP. There will be such people who are not driven by desire for leadership but self-projection. There will be some of them among the candidates. There are candidates who, looking at them, you know that even if they're the only ones contesting, they will lose. Or somehow, something makes them believe that I'm going to get it. For such people, if they don't, there's no group interest.